By July, every single driver in Michigan will need to make a big decision about their personal protection insurance coverage. Tom Sinas joins us now to talk about your options under this new no-fault insurance law. Tom, there are a couple of options that people have. Should they want to opt out, what are those options?
So Doug, last week we were talking about choices people have regarding no-fault coverage. Again, no-fault coverage is that coverage that steps in and pays for people's medical, therapy, and related expenses after an automobile accident. We talked last week about the choices that are available to all consumers. Today we're talking about a group of choices that are available to certain consumers. And the reason I say that is because these three options that we're talking about today depend upon people being eligible for other forms of health insurance. So the first of these is an option where people can choose to opt out entirely of no-fault coverage if they have health insurance that covers automobile accidents. The second of these options is the same for Medicare recipients. They too can opt out completely of no-fault coverage if they're enrolled in the Medicare program. The third is for Medicaid recipients. These folks can select a limited $50,000 coverage limit, and after which point they exhaust the limit, they'll be reliant entirely on Medicaid. So that's the common theme in these three choices that we're talking about today, Doug.
Yeah, and certainly, Tom, people are going to have to, if they want to do this, pick the option that's right for them. But we're in a new age. We have a lot of new things to consider. So what are some of the risks, especially now, that come with those three options?
So I think personally these three options are the most risky. And the reason I say that primarily is because folks choosing these options are effectively opting out of the no-fault system. And what that means is that they're entirely reliant, or in the case of Medicaid, mostly reliant, on other forms of health insurance to take care of them after an automobile accident. And while that sounds fine, it's important for people to know that generally speaking, the auto no-fault insurance system provides a broader set of benefits than any of these other forms of coverage, broader than health insurance, broader than Medicare, broader than Medicaid. So if people are making these choices to opt out of no fault into something else, they need to know that the services that are going to be available to them after an automobile accident will be different than if they keep their no fault coverage.
Right. Not to mention, as we said, a lot of people rely on work for their health coverage as well, too. And with a lot of things going on, people being out of work, that's something to consider as well. So, Tom, if people want more information, where can they find it?
They can find us online at www.sinusdramus. At the website there, we have a special publication that we've put out called Making Smart Choices. It walks through these options and the other options we've discussed in detail. It provides people with analysis of the risks, provides some of our recommendations, and it's meant to be a public service to help people make these difficult choices and complicated choices that they haven't had to make since the 1970s. They
Yeah.
can also shoot us an email at info@sinusdramus.com or give us a call, West Michigan at 616-301-3333.
All right. Tom Sinas of Sinas Dramus Law Firm. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next week, Tom.
Thanks, Doug.